soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric.
Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power! Oh, my goodness! What a performance!
My name is Francois Crutchfield, but everybody calls me Crutch.
Crutch.
Crutch, we got a lot of experience of grown kids that's never ready to leave the nest. You need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park. All seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity of my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and he'll take care of you.
This is my castle now.
What you expect in return? Partnership.
Mayor of Kingstown, new season, now streaming on Paramount+.
Amazing grace.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my career protecting my father's mission.
We don't quit.
Thank you. That's what my dad would do.
Welcome into college football pregame. We are getting you ready to go for the CBS Big Ten game of the day between Michigan State and Penn State. You know the crew. We've got Damian Harris over here. We got Mackenzie Brooks, AJ McCarron, and look at that, Danny Cannell. Also, Mikey Overs waiting in the wings to bring us some best bets. I'm Emily Proud, and like I said, we're getting you ready to go for that game. All the games happening later on today. But guys, there is an upset brewing in Aggie land. So let's bring you the highlights from Texas A&M and South Carolina. Earlier on Saturday, we had multiple reports that Mike Elko and the Aggies are in talks for a contract extension to make him one of the 10 highest paid coaches in college football. South Carolina, though, they're going to ruin that celebration with the start here. Let's go to mid-first quarter. Lenora Sellers launching one downfield. That's Vandravius Jacobs for the catch. How do you think that Aggies fans are feeling right now, Damien?
Worried, concerned, and questioning this contract talks that are going on right now.
A little bit. 12 seconds left in the quarter. Aggies on their own 27. You said it, Danny. That's just a tough start for Marcel Reed.
This has been a horrendous half for Marcel Reed. I will say this. Our guy, AJ McCarron here, before this game kicked off, he said, I don't know. He said, there's something about this game. South Carolina could be an upset alert team, and boy, you nailed that one.
That, not on Marcel Reed, though. Drop there from Casey Concepcion. 2 plays later, though, a doink from Randy Bond. So trying to get some points. Aggies just cannot get it done. 1 of 2 misses for Bond in that first half. Just over a minute left. A&M back in the red zone. Marcel Reed short again. AJ, what did you see on that throw?
Well, it's an underthrown ball. Like, I mean, he's got him in the back corner. You got to throw it where your receiver has a chance to catch it or nobody.
Yeah, 1 of 2 interceptions in the first half, 3 total turnovers. Let's see some good football, though. How about this? Nick Harbor. This is a track star, a guy with Olympic pedigree, just keeps going and going and going. South Carolina up 30-3 at the
Hey, we don't need that.
Jeez.
We don't need that, Mr. Officer. We don't need that.
Somebody's an Aggies fan and is feeling it.
Right.
Yeah,
We give that guy a thumbs down for that. Thumbs down, Mr. Deputy.
Yeah, what is happening right now? Texas A&M down 30-3 at the half at home. An undefeated team.
Another
Damian
2
Harris.
big thumbs down. I mean, let's start with Marcel Reed. He has not played a clean football game at all. The turnovers have been bad. I mean, we saw the turnover in the red zone, and mathematically, that's a killer right there because you talk about, scoring 7 points or scoring 3 points. You turn the ball over, you leave with 0, and then South Carolina gets all the momentum. They go down and score. And listen, I said before the game, Texas A&M has an opportunity to prove that they're one of the best teams in the country, but it's going to come at a tall task. disaster because this South Carolina team, their record doesn't speak for it. The wins, all those things, it doesn't speak for it. But they still have a team full of talented players with a good head coach in Shane Beamer, and they can play up to these type of games. So it's been a terrible first half for Texas A&M, especially offensively. But South Carolina, they're just doing all the right things. Lenore Sellers is making the right plays. His receivers, we just saw from Nick Harbor, he's making the explosive run after catch. This is a perfect game plan for South Carolina, and Texas A&M, they're just not able to catch up right now.
AJ, how surprising is this performance from Marcel Reed in this Texas A&M offense? Going into this game, he had just 6 interceptions on the year, 2 in the first half.
Well, I mean, he looks confused, to be honest with you. I mean, South Carolina's throwing multiple looks at him, whether it's man, swapping the zone, man, or zone going to man. I mean, he just looks confused. He's throwing the ball in double coverage. I mean, he's thrown 2 picks.
Feels like 4.
Yeah, but they've dropped at least 3 or 4 as well. Listen, it's been an awful first half for A&M on all 3 phases: offense, defense, and special teams. I mean, they can't make kicks. I have a hatred for kickers.
Just be honest.
Tell us how you feel, AJ.
I just say I don't like him.
Kickers, listen, I've had some bad experiences with kickers, and but listen, they are not playing well. If anything, you got to come out in the second half and show some fight. If you go down, at least go down swinging. Right now, they're not swinging at all.
What do I always tell you? There's a lot of football left, right? I think Texas A&M lost sight of that. They have only. Ruben Owens, their lead back, has only carried it 4 times. They have -9 yards rushing. They just have not, because they got away from it. I think they started to panic early in the game. And that's when I think you expose a quarterback like Marcel Reed. He's really good within the system. When you've got Le'Veon Moss is out today, but when you've got backs going off for 100 yards, he's playing on rhythm. It just everything goes off of the run game, and they have not been able to run the football, which is going to be challenging to have that type of patience because there's not that much time left with just 30 minutes of football left. So I think that's what A&M got away from their identity, and it showed. And credit to Shane Beamer because this is a program that you feel like, are they going to show up? Are they not? And they have, and they're taking advantage of it. Lenore Sellers has hit some big plays, and there's been a lot of rumblings about where he's going to play next year possibly. So maybe he's seen this as an audition, and he's making a lot of money based off this game. But this is the other thing I think that's interesting about this is if this continues to go this way and it gets ugly, and let's say even if it's just 42-3 or 42-10, that is a blowout loss. How does that impact your standings? Now, I get they get a pass because they're undefeated and they play in the SEC, but that makes the Texas game that much more interesting. It makes the SEC championship game that much more interesting. So at this weekend, which we thought was going to be pretty chalky, all of a sudden we've got a major storyline unfolding with a team that a lot of people thought could have been the #1 team in the country.
And it wouldn't just be they got blown out. It's that they got blown out at home against an unranked team that we had so much high expectations for South Carolina, and they've underdelivered all year. Like, that's the team you're getting blown out by, not just another team. And again, you're unranked at home, getting blown out like this. This has to, and as an SEC homer, this has to be an eye-opener to the committee.
And I think what it does is makes Texas A&M look super vulnerable at the end of the year against Texas as well. That was a game we were always ready to say we think Texas is going to be Texas A&M when the Aggies are on the road. This kind of took care of the business for us already that we thought was going to happen. If they lose this game, that probably takes them out of the SEC championship. If Georgia takes care of business, if Bama takes care of business, because this was one of the teams like Ole Miss at the beginning of the year. You have this great schedule. Great, congrats to you, but you have to take advantage of that. There is not a lot of wiggle room for this team to drop 2 games even.
Yeah, if we're looking at the live line right now too, Texas A&M plus 14.5, plus 680 on the money line.
We ran the halftime projections. The new projected score is South Carolina 39, Texas A&M 20. So we even have South Carolina covering that spread, but we do have Texas A&M ultimately putting up 20 points on the board and South Carolina only putting up 9 more.
Yeah, and to South Carolina's credit, this is kind of what they do in the month of November. This is when they turned it up last year.
Really show up.
Undefeated, they beat a number 10 Texas A&M team, a number 23 Mizzou, and number 12 Clemson. But there are so many other games that are happening right now. We, of course, have our eyes on Notre Dame and Pitt for what is at stake as far as the college football playoff. Of course, the Irish cannot take that 3rd loss, and so far, so good, and particularly when it comes to the run game and Jeremiah Love.
Come on, throw it up there. Throw it up there. Come on. That's what we were waiting for.
Spin move.
I I mean, and then just takes it to the house. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, when I said earlier, Jeremiah Love has every tool in the toolbox that a running back wants, and he just put it on display. Patience to the hole, speed through the hole. You get to the second level, you make a guy miss, and then you hit the home run, finishing in the end zone. I mean, look at this. B button on full display. Look like I'm playing Madden right now. I mean, this guy is unbelievable.
10 carries, 87 yards, got that 56-yard touchdown run. I'm going to do it. I have to do it. Do we need to put this guy back in the Heisman race?
Come on, we should, right? When you talk about the most valuable player on some of the best teams in the country, nobody is, well, let me go back. There are few players that have the type of impact that Jeremiah Love has for his team at Notre Dame. We saw that last year. A lot of credit went to the quarterback, and he did his job last year, but Jeremiah Love, even when he was hurt at the end of the season, he has carried this team to be what they are. And Marcus Freeman knows that. I guarantee you all 5 offensive linemen, C.J. Carr included, they grab Jeremiah Love on the sideline every game, and they say, you know what? We go as you go today. AJ, I know you've done that for your great backs. Danny, I know you've done that for your great backs. C.J. Carr, a guy who doesn't have a plethora of experience, Jeremiah Love should be his best friend, because even in the pass game, it's a security blanket. Like, when we talk about the Heisman, Jeremiah Love's name should be in the conversation. I know it's a quarterback award. I know it's a recency bias award. But when we talk about the best players in college football, Jeremiah Love is one of them.
I think it's so cute when he makes a case for running back.
I mean, if Ashton Genty's not going to do it, then, like, it's just...
Right. Okay, maybe not to win the Heisman, but to go to New York, should we start talking about
Does he deserve an opportunity to go to the big game?
And what works out for him that isn't the case for maybe Ohio State, like Julian Sayin and Jeremiah Smith are almost taking away from each other, right? They both have parts of this pie. C.J. Carr not being in the conversation helps Jeremiah Love. Like, that's the issue with Jeremiah Smith and Julian Sayin, is they're just pulling from each other. I don't think you're getting that situation, which makes it probably a better situation for Notre Dame.
Well, back in the day, I mean, I know during my time, I don't know about Danny, but they used to take 5 guys to New York. Yeah. I know my junior years, all of a sudden they swapped it to the top 3, but and then my senior year, when I was back in it and finished second in the Heisman, we brought 5 guys. So he should be one of, if they take 5, Jeremiah Love should be in that conversation.
Yeah, it's they've changed the rules over the years. It's what they determine as finalists based on the voting and everything. Right. But certainly somebody that's going to be back in that conversation. AJ, I'm not calling you out, but you were calling for a Pitt upset in this one. So what do you need to see from your Panthers to pull it off in this game?
I should have listened to Coach Pat Narduzzi. I mean, he really didn't care.
No, he did. Like, they don't care.
I don't think his team really cared either.
No.
It was more of a, hey, we're just going to go out and just go through the motions. I mean, listen, Mason Heinzel right now is struggling. Yeah. He's 9 of 21 for 74 yards.
And an interception.
That we are in a rough phase right now in our game, if that's what our stats are at halftime. So, listen, they aren't playing well. I think it's over.
Yeah, well, I think so too. I did, and this is one of those ones where he is a young quarterback, and you can see it. Sometimes I don't even like to look at the stat line.
Right.
You just look at a player's eyes.
Yep.
Like, you can tell, you get that deer in the headlights, your confidence is shot. He's just not seeing the field well at all. Everything is a struggle. And I'll go back to what we were talking about with Marcel Reed at A&M. They're not running the football at all either. Now, that's credit to Notre Dame's defense. Right. Because I actually think Pitt's defense is playing okay. Like, they played well enough to be in this game. Pitt can't get anything going. They missed a field goal to go into half. Like, you're thinking, man, can they get any momentum? They just can't get out of their own way. And this is a bad look for Pitt. It's a bad look for the ACC as the Marcus Freeman is 14-4. It looks to be 15-4 against ACC opponents. They just continue to dominate. So this is not a good look for the conference.
And I also want to go back to something that AJ said earlier, too, because he did pick Pitt to win this game, but he also said something about if you're Pat Narduzzi and you make comments like that, what about those young guys who don't have enough experience or the relational piece to know, okay, Coach Narduzzi, he's just out there saying that. What if you have a talented guy, again, with today's landscape of players who we know are a little bit different than our time, and they're just worried about themselves, and they hear, okay, well, it's okay for us to lose this game. It's like, okay, well, if Coach said that, then let me keep myself from getting hurt. Let me keep myself available for my team. Let me not go out there and put out bad tape once I see that the game isn't going the way that we expect it to. Like, I thought that was a phenomenal point. And then regardless of what Narduzzi's true method behind the madness was, this is the result. You can't, as a head coach, go out and make these kind of statements because we know these players are listening. They are watching. They are tuned in to social media more than they ever have been. They see comments like that, and then they can take it and dissect that message however they want. And I think we're seeing a result of that.
100%. I mean, to double down on that, like, your leader on offense is a freshman quarterback that's only had 5 starts.
He's a freshman.
So he hears that halfway during the week. All of a sudden, he's supposed to be watching, third down film. Well, hell, I don't have to watch that anymore.
Not this week.
Coach told me this game doesn't matter. Like, we'll just skip over it. I'll just stick to, base down stuff, and then I don't worry about third down, red zone, none of that. We'll just go out and play our game plan. Like, I just don't understand the message.
Yeah, and on top of that, there was something, and I'm pointing at you directly because Coach Saban used to always say, you can't act one way off the field and then get on the field and just turn it on. What was Pat Narduzzi like during practice all week? Was he coaching as if we can lose this game, or was he coaching like we need to get ready to beat Notre Dame this week? I can't tell you which one it was. I can tell you what I believe based on the result that we've seen in the first half.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to see how that messaging is coming across right now as they trail to Notre Dame 21-3 at the half. Another very interesting score we're keeping an eye on is what's happening in the group of 5. Mackenzie Brooks, Navy is up on USF right now 24-16. If this result holds, what happens?
Welcome to the playoff, James Madison. It's here for them.
Okay.
I mean, they would be ranked over all of them because if you have an AAC conference champion with enough losses, at some point JMU will be ranked above you here. So it was always the AAC spot to lose. It looks like they might be losing it right now. Now, that still requires JMU to win out. I still think that requires JMU to cover spreads and do it in style. So right now, it's now JMU in the driver's seat if we see this score hold.
There's still the chance for a Tulane potentially to win the AAC because this could take South Florida out of that race.
Right. Well, it's tough to beat a team twice because then they have to. I'm sure USF could still make it to the AAC, and then Tulane has to go on and beat them as well again, which is just a tough thing to do in general. I just think the cannibalization at this point in that conference is going to lead to James Madison spawning out of the ashes.
And
and you
shake your head and I agree.
Well, I just think it's such a bad look for college football. Like, I understand we're in this era of trying to be fair to everybody and get everybody a trophy and a chance to win. Like, if they're not, and we talked about it, off the show. It's like, if you're not one of the top 12 teams, what are we doing? Like, we went to this format because we said, hey, we want to give the top 12 teams the best chance to win it all. If JMU or South Florida or Tulane, they're not one of the top 12 best teams, why are they in it?
That's where I think they can easily get around it by having them a minimum. And even if it's not top 12, even if it said top 15, so you're in the vicinity, but if you're not even close, what are we doing?
I'm starting the campaign now for Navy. Right?
If they win, I give South Florida a chance to win this game.
Okay.
They have played.
Not over yet.
They were in at Texas, North Texas, and they were trailing halftime. They blew them out. They are an offense that is capable of coming from the back, being explosive. And Navy, we'll see. They're trying to sit on this lead a little bit. It's kind of their style of play. But I think USF could come back and win this game.
Yeah, a lot of games.
I was looking at live bets, by the way.
Any interest?
What's that spread looking like?
Mikey's listening. I'm jumping on it now.
Because they have a service academy playing right now. They're halfway through that third quarter. It is cooking. Hey, how about Alabama? Big game today. Good thing they have a secret weapon that guarantees victory. We'll explain next.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No. That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount+.
Survivor is always evolving. This is your moment.
I will try to be brave, but not on day one.
This is your season.
Red Alert, now streaming on Paramount+.
I'm gonna start. What? You are going to die tonight.
What are you talking about?
Unless you give it what it wants.
I want to play.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic.
You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
Each of you will represent your hometown.
What? It's 15 artists battling to take the world.
I want to put Hawaii on the map, and not just in that little box on the bottom corner.
Inkmaster Hometown Heroes. New season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars. What a difference she has made.
The question is, can you handle it? Can you handle it? The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
My name is Francois Crutchfield, but everybody calls me Crutch.
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, we got a lot of experience with grown kids that's never ready to leave the nest. You need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
בקיבוץ? בואי נלך הביתה.
Red Alert, now streaming on Paramount+.
Survivor is always evolving. This is your moment.
I will try to be brave, but not on day one.
This is your season.
This just in to CBS Sports HQ. Let's go to College Station, where Marcel Reed hoping to have a better second half. This will certainly start that. A 27-yard touchdown pass to Isaiah Williams. That is his first catch of the day. Going for a score, 30-10. Now the score in Aggie land. The 12th man very excited about that one. So Texas A&M comes out of the second half with a score, fighting back against South Carolina, though. The Gamecocks with the ball. Let's go to what's happening today. We've got Oklahoma and Alabama, and Kalen DeBoer has a secret weapon of sorts. It's the black hoodie of death. You're seeing it right now. His signature black hoodie is more than just a fashion statement. It wins. Week 1 versus Florida State, red polo. Every game since then, black hoodie. According to Ross Dellinger of Sports Illustrated, Kalen DeBoer is 16-0 while wearing the black hoodie of death. He was not wearing it when the team faced Oklahoma last year. They lost that game 24-3, so say what you want, but the facts are the facts, and even Kalen DeBoer himself recognizes it.
This isn't new. I've done this for years, but we're going to ride the momentum. So I told the guys not to put any ashes, get any ashes on it down there in the locker room. But yeah, so it's whatever works.
Whatever works. He is a believer. You better believe he is wearing it today, as are we. I don't know what's happening with Damian Harris. It's a little scary.
He's the Grim Reaper over there. It's the hoodie of death.
Just call me Kalen DeBoer.
Well, Kalen DeBoer, are you a believer in the magic that has come from the black hoodie of death? The stats speak for themselves.
I mean, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. I mean, when I put this thing on, wins happen. Now, listen, in all seriousness, I'm being a little tongue-in-cheek, but I think that what this boils down to, and AJ, back me if I'm wrong, this right here, this ain't nothing more than mentality. When people see this black hoodie on Kalen DeBoer, they notice a mentality difference. They notice his team plays with a different type of swagger, a different type of intentionality, sense of urgency is another term you could use. That's why people are so up in arms about these black hoodies. It's not about the accessorization of how can I look good on game day. No, this is symbolic for the fact that when Kalen DeBoer shows up in this right here, he means business, and we gonna see something special for the team today. Hopefully we are not jinxing our Crimson Tide, AJ McCarron, but again, the Alabama fans, they know what this means, and they want to see it today.
AJ, it's look good, play good, right?
Oh, 100%. I think this, listen, he caught enough heat after that Florida State game last time I was with y'all and took a big, nasty L. This is more for the fans. I'm with Damien. It shows the fans. It makes the fans just believe and think there's a different mindset, even if it's all the same, right?
Same
and we
X's
all know,
and O's,
right?
Same pregame.
Right. Same speech, same everything. It helps the fan base out. And if you can help the Alabama fan base out, guess what? You're allowed to stay there longer.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the first time he had the hoodie on last year, they hated it, right?
Yeah.
They were like, it's not very
100%.
professional.
It's not Alabama.
Right.
It's not the Alabama way. How could you do this?
Right? And now they're begging him not to take it off. I mean, I played for some superstitious coaches, and I'm all about it. Like, I had a undershirt that I wore every game through college and in the NFL. I wasn't going to switch it out. Like, whatever you find, whatever works, whatever routine, whatever, uniform combo you wear, if it is working, why would you mess with that?
Exactly. You can't ignore the success, which means this is going to be our most successful segment there is. But AJ, you brought it up. The last time that we had you on this desk, we were in Tallahassee. We were previewing Alabama and Florida State. We know what happened in that game. We're wiping that away. But where have you seen the biggest difference from the Alabama team that you saw that night versus what you see now?
Well, I think it's just attention to detail. In the first game, you saw the little things weren't, detailed up the way we had seen it and we have known in the past. I think once they lost that game and having the players meeting and everything, really everybody honed in on, all right, this is how we got to go about our day-to-day process. This is what it takes to be a champion. And you saw the team, not only the team, but Coach DeBoer, and he's had to step out of his comfort zone a little bit and get a little fiery on the sidelines, because you are replacing the greatest coach in college football history. And he is known for chewing out some referees and getting on to players. You got to show some emotion, because if you don't, then they kind of look at you as like a lame duck there, because they've been used to that for so long. So I think the team's just really bought in. And on top of that, they finally have a defense and a defensive line that has played really well for the rest of the year so far.
Yeah.
Quarterback looks pretty good, too.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, this guy left me a lot of meat on the bone because he didn't even want to go quarterback. I mean, everything that AJ just said was absolutely correct. When you talk about attention to detail, when you talk about pride and performance, when you talk about executing at a level that your opponents cannot and will not be able to match, Alabama has started to do that in all phases of their game. Offense, defense, run game, defensive line, secondary play, they're doing it. But Ty Simpson is the catalyst to all of this. When you look at his completion percentage, when you look at how comfortable he seems in the pocket, even when there's been a little bit of inconsistency in pass blocking up front, he always looks comfortable. And for a team that has a lot of guys, a lot of superstar talent, but they haven't quite figured out how to put it all together yet, Ty Simpson is the example of just being where your feet are and playing your best ball every single day, showing up throughout the week, Monday through Friday, doing everything that you can. Oh, not to mention, Ty Simpson, he didn't enter the transfer portal. He didn't leave for NIL opportunities. He waited his turn, he was patient, and then what has he done? He's won over the locker room. So above all of his stats, how many passes he completes, how many yards he throws for, he is the shining example in the locker room of this is the way you do things. You don't complain, you don't whine when you get your way, you show up every day expecting to have a target on your back because we wear that script A on our chest and it means something. Ty Simpson has done that week after week. That's why he's playing the way that he is. And again, that's why he's the nucleus of an improving, dangerous team that has gotten better every week since week one.
So I went on with the guys in Jocks in Birmingham after the Florida State game. They wanted to what do you think about Bama now? And I was like, I picked them before the season to win the SEC. It's the same players. Why would I switch now based off of one game, which was the perfect storm? It just was. Right. I mean, you had Florida State had two new coordinators. You kind of didn't know what they were throwing at you. Didn't have Tim Keenan, didn't have Jam Miller, and it just kind of went against you and you lost a game. So now what? And I think that was the point being was If you lose a game like that, it can tear you apart, it can ruin your season, or it can galvanize a locker room and bring you together.
Yep.
And that's what I think it did, because I think there's even an us against the world against your own fans.
Right.
Like you start hearing that criticism, you're like, all right, well, screw everybody. We're coming together, and it can bring a team even closer as a group. And I think that's what they've done and responded in such a big way to now where they're sitting in the driver's seat, got a really good chance to win the SEC, and they've used that the right way, which is a huge part to sports.
And you made a great point, like the mindset of us against the world, and it not being so much about the opponents, but more against our own fan base. Because listen, there is nobody more critical than Alabama fan base, right? It's the pressure of playing at Alabama, and it's what comes with it, right? It's nothing but pressure, but pressure can either crush you or make diamonds out of it. So I think the other X factor on this team that is, I think, for me, and I love Ty to death, I think he's played exceptionally all year, is Jeremy Bernard. He has been the key MVP of this team, this offense, because they use him in so many ways. So many times, going into the season, Ryan Williams had all the hype, right? Isaiah Horton was being talked about being a big transfer from Miami. Bernard was left off of every preseason All-SEC team, every preseason All-American team. I mean, the guy wasn't even being talked about. He led the team in receptions and yards last year. And then he's come out this year and done the same exact thing. I mean, he's been that go-to guy. Whenever they need a play to happen, like, it's tied to Bernard every time. So, I mean, he has been the MVP of this offense. And hopefully they keep it up today.
Yeah, you mentioned the big change that you've seen just in the details, the little things. Something that Kalen DeVore mentioned was the GPS trackers that they have at practice. Even the speed has gone up in practice compared to what they saw before that Florida State game. We mentioned teams looking different. Oklahoma has looked a little different, I would say, pre the John Mateer hand injury and the post John Mateer hand injury. How are you seeing this Oklahoma offense performing now post that injury?
The only thing I would disagree with you is that his play hasn't changed that much. He just was getting away with a couple things. Because the game against Michigan, which they won, and John Mateer, they're ready to give him the Heisman, he had several balls that were ill-advised throws that could have been interceptions. Michigan dropped them. And so you're able to win that game.
So is that catching up with him?
Absolutely. He's a little bit of a gunslinger. He likes to takes a lot of risks. He gets outside the pocket. And I do think he's been running a little bit timid. I don't know if he's worried about falling on his legs or on his thumb, or if it's something there. Maybe it's the competition. Maybe he's trying to make sure he can last the whole season. But he has not played really consistent football, and he's going to have his best game of the season if they're supposed to pull this upset off on the road.
I think it's his accuracy more than anything that, I didn't see it that much of an issue before he got hurt. But listen, I've had the same injury, right? If y'all want to zoom in.
I don't want to see that.
It's the UCL ligament. I tore mine.
Show it again.
Give him another close up there.
And say we did.
That's called a perpendicular angle.
So the UCL in the thumb keeps your thumb from doing that. And I tore mine. I was in Houston. We were up in Green Bay, and I was in a cast. I chose not to get surgery. But one, because us as quarterbacks, I don't want any surgery on my throwing hand if I don't have to. And so I went and got a PRP shot, put it in a cast for a month, and then came back. And I had to get used to it. It took me some time. So, I mean, that's the thing with him is he's still getting used to. Now, he had like a splint and a plate put in, what I heard from a surgery standpoint. But is it taking him time to get used to gripping the football and feeling comfortable? And I mean, we know throwing enough footballs, like when it comes out of your hand as it's leaving, like you're like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if that plays a factor in a little bit of him being so inaccurate.
And for a lot of it too, he's been wearing that little brace, and I know it looks minimal. But to your point, I don't want anything between my skin and the football.
No.
And especially when it's your thumb, it's the only thing on this side of the football. Like, it is a pretty important piece to your hand that's on there as far as being able to put the ball where you want it to go.
Guess what? You're both right. AJ, you're absolutely right, because I've never played the quarterback position other than my backyard, but I have to imagine whether it's running or throwing the football, the fact that you've got something on your throwing hand, like that's like as a running back going out to play a game with a hamstring tweak. And it's like Like, you know you're good enough to go, but you know if you have to do something to push that, you might not get the same results that you would normally have. So you're absolutely right. Danny, you're spot on. John Mateer has gotten away with so many things at the beginning of the year that it got to a point of where it's like, is this sustainable? And I think back to, I know we're talking about legendary coaches like Nick Saban. Bill Belichick happens to be another one. I was coached by him, and he always said, it's not what it was, it's what it could have been. So I look at Oklahoma at the beginning of the year, and I look at John Mateer, and I saw some of those ill-advised throws. I saw some off schedule where he's missing open receivers, and they were winning. And every time I looked at it, I was like, it's not what it was, it's what it could be. And now we're living in the reality of what it could be, because Brent Venables, I love that he's so defensive minded. He's so focused on making this defense as good as they could be. Offensively, they don't get as much love and attention, and I have to think that some of those ill-advised decisions kind of were swept under the rug because, again, they were winning. Winning fixes everything. But, again, now we're living in the reality of what it could be.
As long as nobody is placing any blame on Dr. Shin, he's an American hero. It is not his fault. Let's get a pick on this game. Not from these guys. We know who they're picking. Eminem, who you got?
How about a three-leg parlay for you?
Yeah, how about not just on this game?
Yeah, how about on all of them? And one thing we're not going to squeak by is that Danny Cannell wore the same shirt for multiple years in a row.
And I'll take in Jeopardy 500 for how bad did that shirt smell?
Yeah, we did not.
Because that was way longer than 4 years.
4 years in the NFL, too.
That is
4 years of
gross,
it.
Danny. All right. You know what's not gross?
That equipment manager in the NFL was probably like,
All right, let's get down to business, guys. Three-leg parlay. We're going favorites. Why? Because they worked out for us before.
and we're literally running two of the same back. So it's fine. We're just subbing one in, and we move.
Let's move. Duke money line.
You love it.
Against UVA. This UVA team is just playing with fire. Playing with fire. Just about almost losing every single game. Don't know what we're going to get from quarterback play there. So let's just go with Duke, and we're getting an actual good line for that.
You keep putting your hand on the stove.
Yeah, you're going to get burnt.
You're going to get burnt.
And then let's go to Bama.
Put the black hoodies on.
Yeah, we're in on the black hoodies. We decided we're in on them. If there is a time to attack this Oklahoma defense, it is now, and it is with Mr. Ty Simpson on your side.
And especially John Mateer, things between the hands and the football, AJ's thumb.
That was disgusting. Moving on. Georgia money line. Is it going to be the first half money line? Never.
Never. No.
Literally
don't even
never.
watch the first half.
Don't watch the first half.
First halves don't matter.
Exactly. Second half Georgia, Kirby after that locker room always makes a second half adjustments. Take that second half Georgia spread if you really want to. But we're just keeping it simple here. 3 money lines you can see go through the hoop. Duke, Bama, and Georgia.
Simple as best.
Night game in Athens?
I love it.
Good luck, Arch. I'll tell you that.
Good
love it. Good luck, sweet Arch Manning.
Plus 225, too. How about that, huh? Come on.
Loving it. Thank you, guys.
Is that a smack? Did I hear a belt?
No.
Belt
just came out this morning, but I don't know. Maybe the belt's coming out later today. We'll see. Reminder, college football fans, finish the season strong on FanDuel. Bet on everything from rivalry showdowns to late-night upsets all in one place. And right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So scan that QR code. So we discussed the top 11 matchup in the SEC, but there is a top 10 showdown at night between the hedges, Texas, Georgia. We are talking about it next year on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount+.
Survivor is always evolving. This is your moment.
I will try to be brave, but not on day one.
This is your season.
Red Alert, now streaming on Paramount+.
I'm gonna start. What? You're going to die tonight.
What are you talking about?
Unless you give it what it wants.
I want to play.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic.
You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
Each of you will represent your hometown.
It's 15 artists battling to take over the world.
I want to put Hawaii on the map, and not just in that little box on the bottom corner.
Ink Master Hometown Heroes. New season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars. What a difference she has made.
The question is, can you handle it? Tell me, can you handle it? A crowd here feels electric. Stream every UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
My name is Francois Crutchfield, but everybody calls me
Crutch. We got a lot of experience of grown kids that's never ready to leave the nest. You need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
This just in to CBS Sports HQ. We've got a score update between South Carolina and Texas A&M. That is Marcel Reed finding Ashton Bethel Roman, a diving catch in the end zone. Here come the Aggies. Right now, South Carolina leads it 30-17 with about 4 minutes left in the third quarter. So Aggies still fighting for their perfect season. Elsewhere, we're taking a look at what's happening with Notre Dame and Pitt. You see that score is 28-3, but right now there is a touchdown under review for Pitt, so they could cut into that lead just a little bit. Navy still leading South Florida 24-16. We'll continue to update you on the current scoreboard here on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season. Streaming November 16th. Only on Paramount+.
Survivor is always evolving. This is your moment.
I will try to be brave, but not on day one.
This is your season.
Red Alert. Now streaming on Paramount+.
I'm gonna start. What? You're going to die tonight.
What are you talking about?
Unless you give it what it wants.
I want to play.
Someone at this law firm, they were fueling an epidemic.
You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
Each of you will represent your hometown.
It's 15 artists battling to take over the world.
I want to put Hawaii on the map, and not just in that little box on the bottom corner.
Ink Master Hometown Heroes. New season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars. What a difference she has made.
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
A crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
My name is Francois Crutchfield, but everybody calls me Crutch.
Crutch, 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 crutch.
Crutch, we got a lot of experience of grown kids that's never ready to leave the nest. You need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony can hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
This just in to CBS Sports HQ, another update out of Texas A&M. That's Marcel Reed with another touchdown pass. And just like that, guys, the Aggies are back in this game. It's a one-score football game in Aggie land. Here we were talking about what would it mean if Texas A&M lost this game to South Carolina, and they have just come out on fire in the second half. Still an entire quarter left to be played, but we're keeping an eye on what's happening across the sport right now. That Pitt touchdown was ruled not a score, so Notre Dame now has the ball back up 28-3. Navy extending its lead to 27-16 against South Florida, and what a close game in the Big 12 there between Arizona and Cincinnati. But back to the SEC, because there is a top 10 showdown between the hedges. We get round 3 between Texas and Georgia since the Longhorns joined the SEC. Dogs are 2-0 in those games, including the SEC championship game last season. Yes, we got new teams, but same quarterback for Georgia. As you'll remember, Carson Beck was knocked out of that game with an injury, so insert Gunnar Stockton. But Danny, same quarterback, different vibes though. What are we seeing from Gunnar Stockton to start the season?
I think he's one of the more underappreciated, underrated quarterbacks in the country. He's been awesome. He's been nails under pressure. He's been getting it done with his legs as well if things aren't there through the air. And I think so it's interesting how the conversation has unfolded during the year, because early in the season, Georgia's offense was kind of sputtering. Everybody wanted Mike Bobo fired, and it was Gunnar Stockton, and Carson Beck was lighting it up in Miami. And I think Georgia fans were like, did we make the wrong choice?
Really upset about the X.
Right? And then now, all of a sudden, it is completely flipped. And I think Georgia fans are like, thank goodness we have Gunnar Stockton, because I think probably the most important aspect he's brought to the table is leadership.
Yeah.
I mean, he has definitely been the leader for that team. So no matter what the score is, you look in his eyes, and he's ready to go, and you feel like you can trust him to get you a win.
You talk about a flip at quarterback. On the other side of things, Arch Manning, I mean, probably put together his best 3 quarters of football against Vanderbilt the last time we saw him play. You're like, maybe, I don't know. Where have you seen growth from him at least?
And listen, I love the Manning family, and I'm a big fan of Arch. I haven't seen enough to really make me say, hey, here's my chips, I'm all in.
Yeah.
Right? They've had some struggles, and I don't know if it's the chemistry between him and Sark and trying to figure each other out. I don't know if it's Arch battling injury that nobody just wants to talk about, because some of his throwing mechanics have looked off, especially early in the year. But it's been an up and down year for them. I think, especially coming from the Heisman favorite to start the year, a kid that had never really started before. I just think Georgia's playing so well. I think they have the best coach for second half adjustments in all of college football. It's just hard for me. I love Arch, but it's hard for me to go against Georgia in this one.
Just haven't seen it this year yet. What have you seen that's positive from this Texas offense? Because it was brutal to start the season.
I was going to say, you're looking at me. You're looking at me right
something
now.
up. You got
They're
or
trending.
has it not? That's an option. Option C, it has not gotten better.
You're trending up against who, though?
In my heart of hearts, I don't think that I've seen anything to make me say this Texas team is any different than what we came to believe they are, truly. Because, again, to your point, Danny, you made the point earlier, the wins that they had, the better performances we've seen were against Mississippi State and a Vanderbilt team who, granted, Vandy has done a lot of things well, but a lot of it has been on the back of Diego Pavia. And last time I checked, Diego Pavia, he doesn't play defense for Vanderbilt, so he doesn't really have much to do with that side of the ball. AJ just hit the nail on the head. There are so many things from Arch, whether it's his mechanics, whether it's his lack of confidence, or even just that deer in the headlights look like Danny talked about earlier. I've seen that look on Arch Manning's face a lot. I still don't think that they are good enough up front to be able to run the football against a team like Georgia, who has a front five that isn't as good as they typically are, but still still, I don't have confidence in Texas to run the ball against a defense like that. And those are the type of defenses they're going to play in this time of the season. And when we talk about college football playoffs, whether it's in Indiana and Ohio State and Alabama, like, we can all look at these teams and say their defenses are going to outmatch a Texas offense from what we've seen so far in the year. But with all this to be said, Texas, Arch Manning specifically, they have a beautiful opportunity in front of them to go to Athens, be in between the hedges, under the lights, and put off an offensive firework display. Tell the guys up front, we need you to cover all of their defensive linemen. We need our backs to protect in the pass game. And then we need to let Arch Manning do his thing, because I'm sure Steve Sarkisian still has all the confidence in the world in Arch Manning, but it's going to be a team effort. He's going to need his receivers, his offensive line. He's going to need the run game, which are all a part of what we haven't seen enough to be confident in saying we're going to push all our chips to the middle and bet on Texas.
When we look at this game, big picture, Kenz, I know that people at Texas, people at Georgia, I mean, across the SEC are paying attention to what's happening for Texas A&M right now. And if they lose this game, the opportunity that opens up for Georgia. But where does this potentially leave the Dogs? Could you argue that it's a better position to be in to not make the SEC championship game and be that 5 seed? I know you love that 5 seed.
I love that.
That is one of your
5 seed,
favorite seeds.
Listen, last year it was legitimately pound the table. You want to drop the championship and you want to be the 5 seed because that genuinely was the best path. Now with reseeding, it obviously isn't as awesome, but I still think it's a fabulous place to be, specifically for a conference like the SEC where you're going into Atlanta and getting beat up. Like, those are going to be really physical games. And if you know that you can avoid that and know that you can get a 5 seed, I'm not saying you're rooting for that and trying to get there, but I do think you're not going to be that upset. Like, if I'm Lane Kiffin, I'm pumped with where I'm at. If Texas A&M loses this game, if they drop to a 5 seed, you want to be number 1. Is it a bad spot to be in that 5 or 6 seed? Could definitely be worse. Right now we're looking at a 1 seed. Ohio State's projected to play a 9 seed Notre Dame. They'd only be 53% favorites in that game. Like, it's not guaranteed. Try your best and you're going to have the best situation in the college football playoff. So,
Kens, that was beautifully said.
Thank you, AJ.
Right? But all I could hear from it was how scared you were to play Alabama again. DTA.
Hey, what did Mikey say earlier? You know, just take the belt off. And
yeah, that's what I heard. I mean, it was all good. I mean, I loved it.
This is my notes on my computer today for this.
You know, I remember.
This is all I have written down. Here's all the data and projections. This is all I'm working with.
That's all you need.
This is what my brain's been all week.
I remember last year you talking about the 5 seed and how great a spot it was.
She did mention it has changed this year. It's not as advantageous as it was last year, but it's still pretty
didn't win
good.
it last year.
But all the bye seeds got swept. Like, that's, I'm just saying, I never played the game. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to make coaching decisions or player decisions. I've asked you guys, would you rather have that bye earlier? Everyone gets the bye for Army Navy, and then you get to play and warm up in the first round of the playoffs.
I want to be number 1. I want to play Notre Dame. Then I want to play the next best team. I want to play the 2 seed, the 3 seed, the 4 seed. I want to win a national championship. That way, when I do it, I say, look who I beat. That way, you can't say my national championship's got an asterisk to it. I did say Notre Dame getting to the national championship had an asterisk to it, because, I mean, who did they really play last year? But that's the conversation that we have as analysts, as media, as fans, when we start talking about, oh, well, the 5 seed, it's really advantageous if you want a nice, easy path to the college football playoff national championship. No, I want it the hard. Give me the hard road. What happened to things are going to be hard, they're going to be tough. You got to play good teams and beat them to earn something. What happened to that?
Yeah, and that's
what happened to the
not
game
a conversation that Georgia is having, but that's absolutely something that we are entitled to do here on this show. Also, we're entitled to update you on what's happening across the sport of college football. Looks like Indiana, haven't mentioned them. It seems like they have already won their football game 31-7. Just keeps on rolling there. South Carolina, Texas A&M, we are circling that one as they enter the 4th quarter, a 1-score game.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No, that is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount+.
Survivor is always evolving. This is your moment.
I will try to be brave, but not on day one.
This is your season.
Red Alert, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
I'm gonna start. What? You're going to die tonight.
What are you talking about?
Unless you give it what it wants.
I want to play.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic.
You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
Each of you will represent your hometown.
These 15 artists battling to take over the world.
I want to put Hawaii on the map, and not just in that little box on the bottom corner.
Ink Master Hometown Heroes. New season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars. What a difference she has made.
The question is, can you handle it? Tell me, can you handle it? A crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
My name is Francois Crutchfield, but everybody calls me Crutch.
Crutch. We got a lot of experience with grown kids that's never ready to leave the nest. You need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Back here on CBS Sports HQ, this just in, Fernando Mendoza with a program record passing touchdowns, 30 total touchdowns. Yeah, that one's good. Heisman, Danny Cannell?
This game, I don't think he was going to win the Heisman. He probably could have lost it if he would have had a bad game. But yeah, he's the leader in the clubhouse. I still have maintained. I think it's going to come down to the winner of the Big Ten championship game.
Okay, well, it looks like Indiana will firmly be in that Big Ten championship game as they win this one 31-7. The Hoosiers remain perfect, 11-0 on the season. You are now taking a live look at East Lansing, getting ready for Michigan State hosting Penn State at 3:30 on CBS. We hear from our friend Jenny Dell, who's on the call. That's next.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount Plus.
Survivor is always evolving. This is your moment.
I will try to be brave, but not on day one.
This is your season.
Red Alert, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
I'm gonna start. What? You're going to die tonight.
What are you talking about?
Unless you give it what it wants.
I want to play.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic.
You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
Each
each of you will represent your hometown.
It's 15 artists battling to take over the world.
I want to put Hawaii on the map, and not just in that little box on the bottom corner.
Inkmaster Hometown Heroes. New season now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars. What a difference she has made.
The question is, can you handle it? Can you handle it? A crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
It's Francois Crutchfield, but everybody calls me Crutch.
Crutch, 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 crutch.
Crutch, we got a lot of experience with grown kids that's never ready to leave the nest. You need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Today on CBS, we'll see two Big Ten teams with matching records meet as the Penn State Nittany Lions visit the Michigan State Spartans. Both squads 3-6 overall, also 0-6 in conference play, both desperate for a win. For much more on what to expect in this one, let's go ahead and say hello to our own Jenny Dell, who will be on the sideline for this game. Jenny, it's so great to see you. Both teams fighting through very challenging seasons right now. How would you describe their mindsets heading into this one?
Well, Jordan, you just said it. Both these programs 3-6. That was not the expectation for the year, especially for this Penn State squad that was expected to be one of the top teams in the country. So things have not gone as planned. But I think what I've learned from just talking to the different players and coaches throughout this week is nobody's giving up. This team, both of these teams, they're ready to fight. There's pride on the line. You look at what happened with Penn State when James Franklin was let go, and you have Terry Smith kind of come into that position. All the coaches just respect the man. The players say they couldn't have picked a better person to step into that interim coaching job, and that he really has just carried forward what this Penn State program is all about. So both these teams, they're out here to fight. They're playing for their seniors. They're playing for bowl eligibility. So while this doesn't necessarily look like the sexiest matchup, there's a lot of pride on the line in this game.
Most definitely a great way to describe it. Let's stick with Penn State here, turning to their young quarterback, Ethan Grunkemeyer, again today. What have you learned about how he's handling being thrown into the stretch of these elite defenses, rather?
Well, like every backup quarterback, you know, he has the mentality that you're one play away from getting that starting role at some point. So that's exactly what happened with him when Drew Aller went down in that game. You look at the starts that he's had so far this year: Iowa, Ohio State, Indiana, all three of those top 5 defenses in the country. So it has not been easy for Grunk out there. But his head coach, he said, listen, there's something that switched from his perspective. In the second half of last week's game against Indiana, he said all of a sudden Grunk was taking just complete confidence out there on the field, and he was taking over the huddle like he was a veteran out there. So he's looking to continue that in this matchup today.
Now, while we await some final answers, if you will, on the quarterback situation for Michigan State, it feels like the Spartans team might be starting to find themselves again, just a little bit maybe. Where have you seen the most growth from this group?
I think every football program's goal is to get better each and every week. And if you look at the past few games, it seems like this Michigan State squad is actually improving each and every week. I was talking to their captain in Jordan Hall, and he said there was one point in the season where, you know, everyone's frustrated. Nobody likes losing. And he said, you know, we're at the point now where we're not frustrated with each other. We're frustrated with the way that the games are going. We're frustrated with our record. But after the UCLA game, Jordan and all the captains, they sat sat down with Coach Smith. They kind of had this moment of, hey, we need to sit down and figure out how to make sure that this team doesn't separate, that we come together. So that following Tuesday, sat down, players-only meeting. They all realized that you can't fight your teammates. You can't get frustrated with the guy sitting next to you. They all have the same common goal, and that's to go out and play the best football that they can. So after that meeting, this group has really come together and bonded, and that's what they're trying to carry forward for the rest of the season, Jordan.
It's going to be a fun one. We can't wait to watch you out there. Per usual, Jenny Dell, thanks so much for giving us some time here on CBS Sports HQ. Big time gets underway. 3:30 Eastern time over on CBS, or of course, as always, streaming live on Paramount Plus. It's Penn State and Michigan State going head to head. Back here on CBS Sports HQ, week 12 of college football. Our first game has gone final. Indiana wins it 31-7, but we have a lot of very tight scores. Like Michigan, Northwestern is now a one-score game. South Florida, Navy, a 10-point game. Also, South Carolina, Texas A&M, the Aggies are currently driving right now, down 7. And a big completion there. Here, we're about to show you this big completion. 2nd and 18. They had a touchdown. It was taken back because of a holding call. Marcel Reed. Danny, there's a bit of a body switching situation at halftime between him
I mean, he looked like Danny
Sellers.
Cannell in the first half to Tom Brady in the second. I mean, he has had quite the glow up here.
Between the two QBs.
Yes. Slightly different styles of play, too. I mean, I actually think if A&M, they just scored a touchdown, so they're going to go up. If they win this game, actually, this can be a great. It's kind of like Indiana Penn State last week. We're talking about how bad Indiana looks.
Here it is. Here's the
Sometimes
touchdown.
you come out and the other team's hot. How do you respond when you come out of the locker room at 30-3 and they have responded in a huge way?
You know what it is, Danny? Sometimes some analysts just got to get up in front of a TV screen.
Yeah,
and
call
you out.
Are you giving yourself credit for this?
No. All I'm saying is there have been a lot of times where we've called some people out at halftime or before the game, and then all of a sudden Ryan Williams got 165 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now, in all seriousness, something that I wanted to say before, but I second-guessed myself as an analyst. I didn't really put it out there, but I'm going to say it now. We are learning so much about Mike Elko and Tommy Moffitt, the strength coordinator for Texas A&M, a guy who's gotten a lot of love, especially after Texas A&M beat LSU because he was one of the first guys that Brian Kelly let go of as a part of that staff. Now he's at Texas A&M, and I've said this. He has built this team to be able to withstand a 15-round fight, a haymaker, a big right punch in the first quarter, first match, whatever you want to call it, and they're built to fight back and stay in any game that they're in. We're seeing that right now. So, again, those 2 names, Mike Elko, who, again, now he's starting to show why that extension talk is on the table. But, again, you can't underestimate what Tommy Moffitt has done and how he's built this team to be ready to play for a full 4-quarter, 60-minute battle.
So E.J. Smith was the one that punched it in for a 4-yard touchdown. That was after a 99-yard touchdown drive. You talk about just the resilience from this A&M team to come together and put something together like that. I believe there was a penalty on the extra point.
Yep.
Re-kick. They made it, so they are now up in this game.
I'll tell you one thing. I know we're thinking about A&M. This makes me concerned for Coach Beamer at South Carolina. Totally. All right, you had to fire. You were under serious heat for the way the teams performed up to this point of the year. You fire Mike Shula. You have a huge lead in this game going into half, and then you have completely just fallen apart. Like, what comes from that on his side of it?
Well, you know what that's telling everybody who makes those decisions on whether he needs to be the head coach or not? He's telling them, I am what I am. Pete Prisco loves to say it all the time. You are what you are. Beamer, he's a good football coach. Is he the right fit for South Carolina right now? What we've seen the past few years, what we've seen this season with the team underperforming. I mean, we haven't heard the names and the hype around Lenore Sellers, Dylan Stewart. And then again, to AJ's point, to have A&M on their last life and let the foot off the gas in 1 quarter, not in 1 half, 1 quarter, to allow that to happen, the writing is on the wall. Shane Beamer, you are what you are.
Because the biggest issue, right, South Carolina was so hyped up going into the season, the start of the season. The concern for me was they were losing 9 of 11 starters on defense. All right, you had 2 of the best pass rushers in all of college football on your defense returning. But the fact that you lost 9 of 11, usually on those teams where you have more experience of an offense coming back, a younger defense, as the season goes on, that defense starts to come alive and play much better. It's the fact that they're falling apart this late in the season. Like usually those younger teams that on one side of the ball grow and become a much better team as the year goes on. And man, this is just such a bad look for them.
And based on what we've seen from Shane Beamer, it's brought up the conversation of, all right, is it time to maybe reset the clock and go coach at Virginia Tech? Well, now we're hearing that it looks like it's James Franklin's job. So, I mean, puts a big question mark on what's happening at South Carolina. But there are more games that are happening right now. We got to update you on what's happening in the G5 between Navy and South Florida. That is a 10-point game. Is not anymore, though, because South Florida scoring. Oh, that's Navy going in for a touchdown. A lot has happened since then, guys.
That's
Let me tell
earlier.
you. That was
you were
earlier.
right the first time.
So this made it a 10-point game.
Yes.
But then there was a touchdown from South Florida. So it is, correct me if I'm wrong, a 4-point.
Yes. I think they kicked the extra point, though, don't they?
Yeah, 34-31.
It's 30-34, according to what's on our screen right now.
30-34. They just did a double pass for a touchdown.
Danny, in between break, I know you've been paying attention to that game going, come on, South Florida.
Yes, there was a live bet that was placed when they were trailing in that game.
I thought you were just a really big Bulls fan.
No. I support the troops, Emily. I want Navy to win that game.
So I don't know what you want from this game, but what are you seeing from this game?
Well, remember, I did say before I did place the bet, USF is at a couple of these games where they sort of shootout types games. They lost one against Memphis late, but they're pretty comfortable playing in these second half, back and forth type of games. Byron Brown is an outstanding quarterback. He can kind of put the team on his back. He can throw it. He's big. He's physical, so he can run the football too. Their defense gives up a bunch of explosives, and I'm kind of curious to see if Navy can close it out. You know, they've got a lot of pressure, so that pressure kind of flips back and forth on them. So, and with the expectations now, everybody has South Florida penciled into the playoff bracket. It's just some fun dynamics playing out in this game right now.
Yeah, I think that, with the pressure being on Navy right now and with them having the ball, it's probably going to be around 6 minutes left. Although there is a lot of pressure on Navy right now, the game has fallen right into Navy's hands. Like, this is the brand of football that they want to play. 4-minute offense. We're going to run the football. Granted, Blake Horvath, he's 8 for 15. He's got 150 passing yards, which, again, for a Service Academy quarterback, that looks like Heisman-type numbers. But at the end of the day, they want to line up in their wing tee. They want to run their triple option. They want to run the football and take the time off of this clock. So although the pressure is on them to execute, again, this is like base day one install for Navy's offense, what they're going to have to execute right now.
I love this sort of thing. Also keeping an eye on what's happening between Michigan and Northwestern. Michigan just turned the ball over. It's a one-score game. Northwestern has it now with a chance to score.
Northwestern just took the lead.
Speaking of that game, though.
22-21.
They did! Offset alert!
This guy likes it, though. Jonathan Smith, the head coach for Michigan State, would love to see Michigan take a loss. No, that's just a fun rivalry that they've got. But we're counting down to kickoff between the Spartans and Penn State. Who's on the roof?
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount+.
Survivor is always evolving. This is your moment.
I will try to be brave, but not on day one.
This is your season.
Red Alert, now streaming on Paramount+.
I'm gonna start. What? You're going to die tonight.
What are you talking about?
Unless you give it what it wants.
I want to play.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic.
You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
Each of you will represent your hometown.
It's 15 artists battling to take over the world.
I want to put Hawaii on the map, and not just in that little box on the bottom corner.
Ink Master Hometown Heroes, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
being on the road. I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tommy, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here. Oh man, this is awesome. The power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
My name is Francois Crutchfield, but everybody calls me Crutch.
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, we got a lot of experience with grown kids that's never ready to leave the nest. You need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
Back here on College Football Pregame on CBS Sports HQ, and it's big time. 3:30, Penn State at Michigan State. You can watch on CBS and stream it on Paramount+. And we know Sparty fans are happy about the score we're updating you on right now, because their foe Michigan is playing Northwestern right now after a Bryce Underwood pick. How about this? Caleb Komolafe punching it in for the score, and now the Wildcats are up 1. This game is being played at Wrigley Field. Do you see what he did there?
Yeah, hit it out of the park.
There we go. How about that? Northwestern up 22-21 with 12 minutes left to go. But we have some games that are happening at 3:30. There's a ton of big games. I mean, this slate, you thought the noon slate was going to be fun, guys. We've got a ranked matchup in the Big Ten between Iowa, USC. We've got Duke and Virginia. Miami, are their playoff chances alive? Now up to number 15, playing against NC State. Some big ones in the Big 12, and then, of course, our big-time game on CBS. Let's start, though, with Iowa and USC. It's crazy, guys. We have a ranked matchup in the Big 10, and I feel like we have not been talking enough about this game. What stands out to you when you see these two teams play? I see contrasting styles.
Very much so. You've got slow and steady wins the race, and you've got speed, explosion, explosive players all over across the board. That's just very different personalities when you look at a football team. And I would think that the elements of the weather tonight, we're expecting some rain, some wind, it's supposed to be cold. That favors Iowa. That's the style of football that they want to play. We know they like to win the battle of the trenches. They like to run the ball. They like to stop you from running the ball and make your quarterback make the right decisions on every play. But then when you look at this USC team, what Lincoln Riley's been able to do with Jaden Maiava, Mekhi Lemon, who has been, without a question, the best receiver in all of college football week to week to week. They are so explosive on offense. They're so fast on defense. I mean, both of these teams have a lot of things to like in a matchup, and I'm just excited to see what's going to win. Speed and explosion, or patience, blue collar, just physicality. What side of the matchup is going to be the, I guess, team who plays better, for lack of better words?
This game is going to feel like it's played in Iowa, though. I mean, we were looking at some videos earlier. There's torrential downpour. It's still raining. They had the field tarp to try to keep it dry, and they were taking the squeegees out there, and it was just rain everywhere. It's a little chillier. It's like 63 degrees. This should be the type of game that Iowa is saying, we got a real chance in. And what'll be interesting to me is Lincoln Riley, after they beat Michigan at home, post-game, he was like, you know, everybody said we can't play in the Big Ten. We're not physical enough. We meet the challenge. Well, the thing about playing in the Big Ten, you can't just meet it against Michigan. You have to do it every single week. And so I'm very curious to see how Iowa bounces back after almost getting it done against Oregon. That emotional game, it was, you know, everybody's there, everybody's watching it. They come up just short. Can they ramp up those emotions to get up for this game? Because this is one that USC will be ready for. And Mark Gronowski, who's, you know, he hasn't lit it up through the air. He's been more of a dual threat type of quarterback. He did make some big throws against Oregon there. Curious to see what type of game he can have versus this USC defense, because that Iowa offense has been better than it's been historically, but he's going to have a big game and a clean game in order for them to come out with a potential win here.
Iowa 0-3 against ranked opponents this season. Another ranked opponent in a game. We've got Virginia off to one of their best starts, I believe, since 1990 that they've had a record as good as they've got now. But the Duke Blue Devils enter the chat. They're a 4.5-point favorite in this game. Danny, what do you think about this one?
I think this is a fun game. Virginia was flirting with disaster against Washington State, against UNC, against Cal. Like, they were just dodging the disastrous loss until they couldn't dodge it anymore. And then they lose last week. And so now they're trying to bounce back in this situation. And then, of course, Duke loses to UConn. And the reason Duke is favored is Duke is a pretty good football team. Darian Mensah has been awesome. He's been as advertised. And there were a couple games that Duke came up against short. I remember watching the game against Georgia Tech. When they outgained Georgia Tech on the day, few turnovers in the red zone. Illinois, they had 5 turnovers. I think 4 of them were in the red zone. They can move the football. They just need to close out drives. If they do, I think Duke will win this football game. Even with Chandler Morris playing for Virginia, he took a big hit at the end of the game last week against Wake. I think he does play, but I don't think it matters. I think Duke is the better football team.
Elsewhere in the ACC, we've got NC State at number 15, Miami. I want to go to you on this one because Mario Cristobal in November is not a great time for Hurricane fans. What have you seen from this Canes team late in the year? Anything good? Okay.
Yeah. Poor coaching decisions at times, poor quarterback play at times, a lack of explosiveness from the pass rush and Bain and Mesidor that we've got so accustomed to calling their names, and then the run game that Miami fans are so happy about at the beginning of the season has started to disappear in the in the more important moments of the season. And if you notice something, I just said, quarterback, head coach, defensive line, running back, really every aspect of this team, they disappear when the moment matters the most. It's not that, well, they're not a good team or they don't have the capabilities to do the things that we expect of them. I mean, hell, why do we have the expectation? It's because of the talent that they have. But it's just, we cannot ignore the fact that everywhere that Carson Beck has been, Georgia, Miami, when the lights shine the brightest, he disappears. Same with Mario Cristobal. I mean, again, where have Bain and Mesidor, this feared pass rush, where have they been the past couple weeks? We just haven't seen it. And I think that that's the biggest problem with Miami Hurricane fans. It's that they know they've got the talent to do it, and they see it every year at the beginning of the year when they beat Notre Dame to open the season. But then once you get to November, when championship culture is built, when championship DNA is inherited, it all falls by the wayside, and Miami fans are tired of seeing it. And me, somebody who wants to see Miami be good because of the fact that Mario Cristobal is a good coach, because Carson Beck is a good quarterback. I want to see good football. I don't even care who plays it. But at the end of the day, we just don't see it at the most important moments, and that's always going to be the stereotype with Miami until they change it.
I think there's some off-the-field stuff that's possibly going on. When you look back at Carson Beck and his interview after they lost to Louisville, right? And he calls out, as a quarterback's the #1 cardinal rule. You never call out your receivers, right? It's always your fault. You just take the blame, and then when it goes to the film room, you find a solution and say, listen, you can't leave me out to dry like that. If we call this, you got to break it off at this yardage. Like, you got to be where you need to be. I think that plays a factor into it because they haven't been the same since then. And then I think hearing rumblings between the mindset of Coach Cristobal, who we both had at Alabama, right, and their O-line coach that they have right now, different mindsets on run game, how they block it up front. I think that's playing some factor into it and causing some in-house issues that isn't being talked about enough.
Yeah, 5-11 during the months of November and December for Mario Cristobal. You mentioned your time with him at Alabama. I know you guys are just biding time until I ask you something about your Crimson Tide. So let's go ahead, throw up the graphic. They're playing in a big game today against Oklahoma. AJ, we're getting close to kickoff in this game. Just kind of, what are your final thoughts as you I don't know. Are you going to sweat this game out? You still get nervous?
No, I don't get nervous.
You won yours. You won yours. No need to be nervous.
My days of being nervous, they really boil down to if my kids are going to play well or not in their games on the weekends. But, no, listen, I think this could be a closer game than people think. And the reason I say that is because Alabama, for whatever reason, hasn't always started fast, right? And the biggest concern for me when it comes to this Alabama team is the second half offense. I mean, they have struggled in the second half for multiple weeks now. You had 3 points in the second half against LSU. You had 7 against South Carolina before the last drive. You scored 24 in the first half against Georgia and not another point at all in the second half. Like, there's been struggles in the second half for whatever reason. So if you allow, I look at this game the same way as I did against South Carolina. If you allow this team, an Oklahoma team that I think is dangerous enough to stick around, and it comes down to in the fourth quarter, and it's a one-score game, you can find yourself on the bad side of things in this. And yeah, I mean, I'm a little nervous from that sense, but I think Bama pulls it out in the end.
What would make me nervous is Oklahoma's defensive line. I mean, they've got 33 sacks. They're 4th in the country. Alabama's offensive line it seems like it's a work in progress. They haven't been able to run the football, so you could see a lot of passing situations. Now, the good news is Ty Simpson's been great even when he's been under pressure, and even if he's not lighting it up, he doesn't turn the ball over. He's only got 1 pick on the season. But I think that's the thing that would make me concerned if I'm an Alabama fan, is Oklahoma's defense.
And you are spot on, because I think that in the midst of this conversation, we've missed a very important point. You just said something about Alabama not scoring as many points in the second half against LSU. You know why? Because LSU started dialing up pressure. Now, Danny, you make a perfect point. Whenever Ty Simpson starts getting pressure, he doesn't turn the football over, but the offense definitely takes a hit. They're not comfortable. They're not in a rhythm. When you can't run the football and all of the pressures on the quarterback's shoulders, well, they're going to send pressure at them, and that's going to affect the rhythm of your offense. And then when I look at Oklahoma, the head coach, Brent Venables, I played against him 4 times. All he does is send pressure. And it's not just going to be your regular diddle-diddle, 3 up the middle. It's going to be, I'm going to show a safety down here, and guess what? I'm going to bring a corner cat from the field, because that's going to challenge your rules as an offense to see, are you actually paying attention? Can Ty Simpson identify the front, decide where rotation could be coming from? Where are we at on the field? Are they going to blitz right here? Can they blitz right here? No, they probably can't. Oh, well, guess what? He's going to send it. So I think the message is this. LSU set a blueprint of how to get Alabama off schedule and off rhythm, and that is through pressure. If I know anything about Brent Venables, which I think that I do, he's going to send a lot of pressure to make Ty Simpson uncomfortable and just force this offense out of rhythm, because truthfully, this Alabama defense, they're not the world beaters that we're used to. So again, if you can just get John Mateer the ball in his hands a couple more times, we know all he has to do is hit one backyard style football play, and then all of a sudden, John Mateer, this offense, Oklahoma, they've got all the momentum. On top of the fact that John Mateer is a dual threat quarterback, which has always been the Achilles heel of Alabama.
You guys are very smart. You're making a lot of great points, but all I see is the black hoodie of death. As long as Moore is wearing that, 16-0. Hey, it's senior day out in East Lansing. You'll get a pick on this game next year on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No, that is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount+.
Survivor is always evolving. This is your moment.
I will try to be brave, but not on day 1.
This is your season.
Red Alert, now streaming on Paramount+.
I'm gonna start. What? You're going to die tonight.
What are you talking about?
Unless you give it what it wants.
I want to play.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic. You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence. You didn't see this coming, did you now?
Each of you will represent your hometown.
It's 15 artists battling to take over the world.
I want to put Hawaii on the map, and not just in that little box on the bottom corner.
Inkmaster Hometown Heroes. New season now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars. What a difference she has made.
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh man, this is awesome. That power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
My name is Francois Crutchfield, but everybody calls me Crutch.
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, we got a lot of experience with grown kids that's never ready to leave the nest. You need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
This just into HQ. The chaos continues down in Aggieland. AJ, what happened here?
A&M trying to get fancy, running a little trick play, backwards pass to Marcel Reed, lateral, South Carolina falls on it, South Carolina ball.
That did not work. A 1-point game between South Carolina and Texas A&M, but we are 3 minutes away from kickoff between Penn State and Michigan State on CBS. So let's give you our game picks. Damian, who wins?
I'm going with Penn State. You know why? Because they started to find a rhythm in this run game against Indiana. Nick Singleton, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. This Michigan State defense is giving up five, AJ, yards per carry. Nick Singleton, he's the rhythm and the heartbeat of this offense today, and they finally get their first Big Ten win.
AJ?
I'm just going to give you Penn State, and I'm not going to give you anything else about it.
I'm going to go with Sparty because I think Penn State is devastated after losing that game the way they did. That was their kind of that game where you put everything into it effort-wise. You come up just short. Now it's in East Lansing, home crowd. I'll give the edge to Sparty.
Come on, give me a...
Yeah, that's right. Alone on my island over here.
There we go. All right. 2 guys picking Penn State. 1
Who are you
on
picking, Emily?
Michigan
Go ahead.
State.
Who are you picking?
Do you see my name on that graph?
No, well, just for fun.
I don't want to anger one fan base. I will say my high school team, we were the Spartans.
There you go.
All right.
We're
2-2 on the desk.
That's all I got to say. Hey, we got big time on CBS 3:30. Penn State, Michigan State. You can stream it also on Paramount Plus. Stick with us here on HQ. More college football coverage after this.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.